So, in the book of Boba Fett, we know Boba is about to call upon some muscle. Who could this muscle be? Well, of course he's going to call Mando, and I feel like I've talked enough about that scenario, but besides Din Djarin, I really hope that he's going to call a few others. So in this video, I want to briefly go over who those could be and how they could help the story with taking down the Pykes, and in turn, I think, defeating Crimson Dawn, or at least posing a threat. So first up, I think that Boba could call the Bad Batch. Now Fennec knows about them, and she could potentially tell Boba about his very special twin brothers. Think about it. Why wouldn't Boba call a bunch of mutant versions of himself who literally have superpowers that could come and help? Wrecker would single-handedly wipe out any turrets the Pykes have set up. Hunter would track down the electromagnetic frequencies of maybe diabolical machinery that needs to be located and disabled, perhaps for their spice operation. Tech and Echo would infiltrate their communications and learn of their strategy as the boys prepare everything for battle, while simultaneously taking control of their weaponry system perhaps, shutting it down or turning it on themselves. And as for Crosshair, well, who knows where he is. Maybe he's joined his brothers again, maybe he's perished, or he's working with the remnants of the Empire. Now, while it would be awesome to see them, it probably won't be allowed to happen, as it would ruin possible plot points or, spoilers and excitement for what's to come in the Bad Batch Season 2. Maybe Crosshair is getting eliminated, maybe he joins the team, maybe one of the members isn't around anymore for whatever reason, kidnapped, or maybe they're gone forever. Bringing the Bad Batch into the show in live action would be really fun, but it would also ruin a lot of potential storytelling for upcoming seasons. So if they want to bring one member in, they could do this for the Bad Batch. Let's say they bring in Echo. However, I think bringing in the whole team would make us lose our suspense if anything were to go crazy or happen to them in future episodes in the actual animated series. So, who else could Boba call? Well, we've got Bossk, Dengar, Valance, and a few others still as possibilities. Now Bossk might be tough since he's more of a fly solo type of guy, no pun intended, that doesn't play well with others. Especially with Boba, it's kind of a love-hate relationship. And seeing as how just a few years ago in the canon comics, Boba blew up Bossk's legs and took his invitation to the Crimson Dawn party for himself. Now lucky for Bossk, of course, Trandoshan limbs regrow very quickly. So this brings us to Dengar. Now this is a character that in Legends saved Boba from the Sarlacc pit. I think if anyone's going to call Dengar, it's Boba. Plus, leaving Bossk for the opposing team would make the dynamic between Chrysanthemum and the Trandoshan much more fun to watch, because we know Wookiees and Trandoshans hate each other, right? If you remember, Trandoshans have enslaved Wookiees, and of course, this is bad blood on both sides. This would make it more entertaining to watch for them fighting each other. And then in the end, hopefully, they fight together. Now, what I hope comes out of all of this, of Boba hiring muscle, is that they eventually become so attached to each other and it leads to other possible storylines that they start working together forever, kind of like a Magnificent Seven sort of scenario. Like a Suicide Squad, like a Justice League, like a Avengers. That's what I really want to see happen here. I want to see Boba, Fennec, Black Chrysanthemum, Dengar, Valance, Bossk, and if you want to take any one of those characters out, let's just put in a member of the Bad Batch or something. Now there are other bounty hunters, of course, in the galaxy that could come in, like Forlom, 000, and more. However, I don't really think they'd be too inclined to join Boba. While some of the bounty hunters that we have already in the show aren't the most lovely and heartwarming characters, I think some of the other characters are just too far gone and they just wouldn't want to join anybody. Unless, of course, they have a vendetta, a personal vendetta against the Pykes or Crimson Dawn. Now, I know what you're all thinking. The only person that Boba can't call is Cad Bane. Now, they're not best of friends, so that's even ruling against itself too. Boba's dent on his helmet is from Cad, and there was a recorded episode that never aired between Boba and Cad fighting to the death, where obviously Cad had to die, but later we see his metal plate in his head, so perhaps that is exactly what happened. They did fight, but no one actually died. Perhaps he lived with this cybernetic upgrade keeping his brain functioning, and Boba got a shot to his helmet, which no doubt must have knocked him out or something since it dented the Beskar, which on the inside would have damaged him. Now I think Mando will be the most exciting to enter the scene, as the two hopefully will create a great dynamic together like last time, and if I remember, Din kinda owes Boba for all the help that he gave him, even up to the end in The Mandalorian Season 2. Could Boba go to Mandalore? Could he get the Darksaber? Could he be the ruler of Mandalore Andor and all the Mandalorians? I guess we'll have to wait and find out for tonight's episode. I hope you're all excited. See you in the watch party, and of course in the breakdown in 24 hours. Have a great rest of your day. I love you all, and I'll see you tonight. Until then, remember, the Force will be with you, always.